Everyone assumes that their cars will start right away in the morning. You know something is off when you go to your car and discover that it has trouble starting. A car that hesitates to start is probably having trouble, but what's causing it and how can you quickly fix it? Though some are more likely than others, we consider every possibility in this video. We'll also walk you through fixing each issue. It's the Car Problems YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. Fuel delivery issues. The car needs fuel and air to operate, and the engine needs enough fuel to start properly. The proper amount of fuel may not reach its destination if there is an issue with the fuel system. The fuel system consists of numerous parts, but if your diagnosis points to the fuel system, you need to identify the malfunctioning part and replace it. Low fuel pressure could be the result of problems with a malfunctioning fuel pump, clogged fuel filters, or fuel injectors. Low fuel pressure can be the cause of this issue because the engine needs to inject much more fuel into the cylinders during startup than it does during operation. Bad battery or connection. The voltage required to start the engine is supplied by the car battery. The battery is not able to supply enough voltage to start the engine straight away as it begins to fail. Rather, it could require some time. The battery's capacity to produce cranking amps decreases with age. When the weather gets colder, this happens more frequently. If the battery is in good shape, the connection might be the source of your problem. The battery won't be able to transmit the power required to start the car if there is any corrosion on the posts or cables. To make sure everything is clear, visually inspect the battery connections. If cleaning is necessary, baking soda and water work well. Periodically check the battery's condition as well. Most auto parts stores allow you to bring it in for a free inspection. Replace the battery as soon as it begins to run low to avoid being stranded. Poor fuel quality. The kind of fuel that goes into an automobile is something that few people consider. In fact, you may be looking for the cheapest solution without considering the potential damage to the engine. Nevertheless, low-quality fuel causes a variety of problems, including malfunctioning spark plugs and clogged injectors. To get the car running again, you can try an additive if you believe you put in bad fuel. After that, for increased safety, make sure you only fill up at locations that offer premium fuel. Clogged air filter. For the engine to start, the proper mixture of fuel and air must be used. One component of the equation isn't getting to the combustion chamber if the air filter is clogged, which could be the reason for some hesitation. In most cars, checking the air filter is simple. In addition, replacing one doesn't cost much money. Adhere to the suggested maintenance regimen to guarantee that this essential part is never obstructed. Bad engine sensor. An engine control module may inject too much or too little fuel into the engine during startup due to a malfunctioning engine sensor, resulting in a rich or lean air fuel mixture. Since your car has a lot of sensors, one of the most reliable signs that your engine coolant temperature sensor is malfunctioning is if your car hesitates to start whether the engine is warm or cold. Starting problems may also be caused by a malfunctioning camshaft position sensor or the MAF sensor. Fouled spark plugs or ignition coils. The ignition system is another issue to deal with when starting a car, in addition to the electrical and charging aspects. Spark plug failure can make it more difficult to start the engine. You may also experience some performance problems with aging plugs, like a rough idle or misfire. This shouldn't be a problem if you are changing the spark plugs at the suggested intervals. Nonetheless, it doesn't hurt to remove the plugs and have a look if you haven't changed them and the engine is becoming difficult to start. It may be necessary to replace them. A weak spark could result from malfunctioning ignition coils, which supply power to the spark plugs. Malfunctioning starter. The car may turn over more slowly as the starter motor wears out. An electromagnet triggers when the key is turned, compelling the starter gear to engage. The starter turns the flywheel quickly enough for the engine to take over as a result of this action. It will have difficulty starting the car if it cannot spin quickly enough. Bench testing is the most effective method of inspecting the starter. Most auto parts stores will do this for free if you don't know how to do it. Failing alternator. When the alternator fails, the car may also have problems starting. You may not have the necessary cranking power if the alternator fails to charge the battery while the car is operating. Until they discover that replacing the battery wasn't the problem, many people are unaware that the alternator is malfunctioning. Additionally, you can get the alternator tested at your neighborhood auto parts store. If not, you can conduct your own experiment. When the car is not running, use a multimeter to check the battery voltage. Try it once more while the battery is in use. When the engine is running, the number ought to be higher. Hope the information was helpful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.